and thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever. So,
That's why America gonna be forever. We gonna make America great again. Alright? You nobody could destroy America. Alright? America get the greatest military in the world. Yeah. But the most ain't gonna fuck it up.
man,
The house ain't coming back up. Make a mess of the military. Right? Yeah.
so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did remember the latter end of it.
Yeah. Pride of thine heart that is sin me. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. Ah, get up, pussy. Go die. Because you ain't taking these things to heart. Alright? Till now we're trying to defy the Lord. Alright? Set up your spaceship to fight against the angels. You see? Look at that.
It says Obadiah 1 and verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high. That said in thine heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, hence will I bring thee down, says the heart.
Hey, you set up your military among the stars, space force, the satellites and so forth. Lord gonna bring everything down to the ground. Alright, they ain't gonna stop no chariot. Chariots of the Lord. Alright? Let's pay for toy to the Lord. Yeah.
Verse 8 of Isaiah 47. Therefore hear now this, thou that are given to pleasure, that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. For
Yeah, the scripture tell you not one of the missiles gonna miss. Right? Not one of the missiles gonna miss America. Alright? And in 1 hour, America gonna get destroyed. Right? 1 hour, America gonna get destroyed. In 1 day, the day come down to 1 hour. Alright? That's Revelation 18. Get up. Revelation 18. They say the Lord gonna get destroy America in 1 hour.
Stop the book.
We did it.
Revelation 18 and 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every ship master, and all the companies and ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, came far off. Verse 18.
Hey.
Isaiah 47 and verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantment.
Witchcraft, all of that spells that you put on people, deception, bread and circumcision, smoking mirrors, alright? All of that, the Most High gonna destroy. Right? Because of all that witchcraft, the Most High gonna destroy. before everything that you've done for the nation. Yeah.
For thou hast trust in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else besides me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantment, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail.
Yeah, your witchcraft and all of that, ain't gonna be able to right? Your blood sacrifice, none of that, you won't be able to deliver.
Verse 13. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel. Let now the astrologers and astrologers and verse 13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsel. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Yeah, let it tell you the sign that will come. It's telling, hey, let it tell you the signs that are coming. When scripture says that we will not be able to know when these evil will come upon you. So all these nasan, these things that they got that they always foretelling, oh, we see this, we said, let it tell you that the prophecy will come.
They know when rain will come and all.
Yeah.
Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a cold to warm, at nor fire to set before it. Thus shall they be unto thee. With worm thou hast labored, even thy merchants for thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter. None shall save thee.
Nobody gonna be able to. That scripture that says if the process of Babylon. What's on that?
You're ready for it now. Isaiah 14 and 12. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didn't speak in the nation? Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit on the mount of the congregation on the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit. Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms?
Yes. And it's right? Which is the Lucifer means light bearer. They are the light bearers of this world. Right? They are the ones in control. Right? Continue on. So the Lord will bring you everything, take your riches, everything away and bring you down.
Verse 17. That made the world as a lake, as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, and opened not the house of his prisoners. All, verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one his own house. But thou, verse 19, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit. Isaiah 14 and verse 19 says, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through like with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden upon the feet. Verse 20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land, slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
So they'll get destroyed after 1,000 years. All these other nations, we won't get back their land. No, but Esau will get destroyed after that. Try to bring up yourself the land. As in Obadiah 1, read from it.
This is Obadiah 1 and verse 17.
Read from 18.
From 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house
of Jacob is the house of Jacob is the so-called staff. But the Judah right, which is the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. Right? Continue. And the house of Joseph is the northern kingdom, right? Which is Ephraim, which is the so-called Latinos and Native Indian. Alright? Ephraim being the leader. Right? And the other tribes called only.
It says, verse 18 of Obadiah 1, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh had spoken it. Verse 19, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, they of the plains of Philistine, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead.
So they of the south is Judah, but take so the reparations we're looking for. We're looking for land, gold and silver and slave. Alright, we ain't looking for no FR and currency.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Here is the patience. Forward to that. Right? There's the reparations we want, slaves. Yeah.